And if you can't tell, I am not in my office, quote unquote. I'm in the comfort of my bed because I feel like this conversation, we just got to be real cool, calm, collective about it, okay? If you did not read the title and if you did not read the description box, this is going to be about my journey after graduation, literally about a year ago in May. Job searching, what the job market is like, how I'm handling it, postgraduate depression. If you don't know about it, you're going to find out somehow in some shape or form. And just trying to figure out what to do as an individual. So, to give some background information, I graduated from the illustrious North Carolina Agricultural Technical State University in Greensboro, North Carolina, in May of 2022. Now, my college experience was not like the regular person's college experience who graduated in 2004, 2010, and 2018, if you might say. Um, I started school in 2018 and I took a semester off, came back in spring of 2020, and everybody knows what happened in 2020, the coronavirus. I was home for 2 years, I was working two jobs, and I was like basically burnt out. I was like literally tired of working. Like, I know it's weird to say, but the pandemic and also taking on full credit hours for a regular semester and then doing that in the summer twice, I just felt like I was like, I'm over this. Like, I'm completely done. Then I returned back to North Carolina my senior year of 2021, and I graduated in 2022. Now, I I thought I was gonna go to law school. That was not in my forecast of cards. That was not my plan. That was not God's plan. That wasn't His timing. Um, I applied. I will say that my LSAT scores were not the best, mainly because I was juggling working as well as finding my next steps of what to do after college. So I can say that I could have studied more, but when you have other obligations to take care of, other things start to fall on the back burner of like, I'm gonna get to it when I get to it. So that was one thing that didn't go according to plan. Then I applied for this AmeriCorps program a couple of months prior to graduation, and I didn't think I was gonna get it, to be honest. But I ended up getting it. It's an AmeriCorps program in North Carolina, and you basically get to go to a host site and you work there for a year, and you help them with projects that they can't do themselves, or uh, it's like work that they want to do but they don't have the capacity to do it. So basically, you fill that capacity. It's a great program to be part of as like a like post graduation. Like if you don't know what to do, or you're trying to like get some work experience, or you just want like a little year gap before you go to grad school. If you want, I feel like this program is perfect for anybody that falls in those buckets. And I was the one that was looking for a job straight out of college. I was like, I love North Carolina. I want to stay in North Carolina. How can I make that happen? And basically, that's what I'm doing now. And I started that last year, August, and it ends in June. So right now, it is February 27, 2023. Whenever I upload this video, I have less than March, April, May, June. I would say less than 4 months before my program ends. Now, my current job, I do data work. I review case files. I sit on meetings. I meet people that are part of the review team. I do a lot of stuff. I dibble and dabble in different aspects of my work scope, and I also get to branch off into things that I'm interested in, as like social media and marketing. So I get to be able to meet people within my job's location to understand what that type of career field is like. Now, is this something that I could see myself doing for 5 plus 10 years? No. Is this something that is okay for the time being till I get a new job? Till the job market is willing to start hiring some people, because we're gonna get into that. Um, but yeah, right now at the ripe age of 23 years old, this job that I have, it is okay for where I'm at in my season, but this is not something that I can continue on forever, if that makes sense. Now, post graduation, it's a different scope, it's a different mindset, it's a different lifestyle, and that kind of go hands in hand with the postgraduate depression. And when I was on campus, I was planning events because of brand partnerships. I was attending club meetings. I was attending campus events. I was going to parties. I was going to kickbacks. If you don't know what a kickback is, you might want to look it up. But I was booked and busy my whole life. Like that has always been my motto. That has always been my persona since high school. I was always in something. I'm always actively doing something. You know, filling in my planner like, okay, I got this to do, I got that to do, I gotta go drop this off, I gotta go attend this meeting, what events are going on campus so I can get a free shirt. Booked and busy. That was me. Then graduation happened. And when I turned that tassel, it felt like being booked and busy did not happen anymore. I've been very still, and that has been bothering me because that's not me. I'm not used to not having moves, as we say. I'm not used to not having plans and events to go to. I was like, this is not me. So I would say postgraduate depression didn't start rolling in until like December of last year. And I was like, what is wrong with me? At first, I thought it was like seasonal depression. You know how when it gets cold outside, you don't want to do nothing. You just want to be in your room. You just like, I don't want to be bothered. But then when the summertime comes around, the springtime or the summertime comes around, you're like in better spirits because the weather is nice, the sun's out all the time. So I thought it was seasonal depression. January came around and I was just like, I do not feel fulfilled right now with the job that I'm doing. And not to say the work that I'm doing is not important. It is important. I'm speaking to the aspect of this is not where I saw my life was going. This wasn't part of my plan. Like I'm like at a loss. I'm in a whirlwind. And that's when I was talking to my therapist, I was explaining to her, I was like, this isn't me. Like I'm used to being booked and busy. I don't know what has changed. A lot of things has changed in my life. Um, and it's like from friendships to jobs to location to graduating, like a lot of things has changed in my life and it's very different from what I'm used to. But as an adult, you grow and you learn and you evolve. So, postgraduate depression is real. I am sitting in this funk, as many of other friends that I've talked to about it. I just feel like I'm stuck, I'm lost, and it would really be nice to know, like, okay, after this program, I got XYZ to look forward to. Something. But at this moment right now, I feel completely drained. I've been working nonstop a majority of my 20s. Um, I am I am tired. I am stressed. I am over it sometimes. I'm lost most of the times. And it's very frustrating that I was like so optimistic of what I thought my life was going to go, what my life was going to be like after graduation, but it didn't go according to plan. And I'm okay with that because now I've come to terms with it where that dream of me going to law school, that was like a high school dream for me. And I've had experiences that I met people and I've networked, and that dream has changed. And that's okay. I'm okay with my dream changing. It's very hard to come to terms of this waiting period of trying to figure out what am I going to do next? What's my next job? So to go into the next segment of this video, searching for jobs, job search, the job hunt, whatever you want to call it, it's stressful and it's annoying. I would say I've applied to maybe like 70 jobs in total, and maybe got back 20 to 30 rejections of like, we're not moving forward with your application. So when you keep getting rejection after rejection after rejection, the first three you're like, yeah, it is okay. But then you start seeing it go to 10, to 15, to 18, to 25, and then keeps on going. It gets very disheartening. It's like, damn, what do you guys want? So the jobs that I apply for is like social media, marketing, social media data analyst, anything in the social media world, because I feel like that's something that I thrive in and I'm able to be creative and I don't have to worry about, well, not really don't have to worry about, but I feel like I would never have a dull moment at work. And doing these job searches, it's like they want you to have 5+ years experience, 10+ years experience. How many experiences do you have in this particular field exactly? You know, and I'm like, you want people to get experience, but then you want them to have 10+ experience. Like, how does that work? Like, I'm not understanding the concept. Like, you don't have the patience to take somebody in so they can gain the experience, and then not only would you have someone with the experience, but you also have a loyal employee that's willing to stay there. Like, y'all catching what I'm trying to say? Like, I just don't get this whole 10+ year experience. Now, I'm not applying to senior positions, director positions. I'm applying to regular entry level positions, okay? And it's like that's not even enough. So I've been on Indeed, I've been on LinkedIn, I've been on googlejobs.com. I've been throwing out my resume every which way. It's ridiculous. And one thing I will say is that it's very hard. I would say prepare to hear those no's. I don't get me wrong. I've had about 4 interviews out of those job applications that I've applied, and all of the recruiters have said my resume is wonderful, my credentials are amazing, but they just weren't, going further with my application, which could be because of my start date, because I said around June is when I could start, and it's literally February, if you want to call it March, basically. That's probably another reason why a lot of them haven't decided to pursue my application. But it's also like, if the person has what you need, can you not work with them to be like, okay, we could wait till you're, able to start in June or whatever particular time you want us to start. Like, is it that hard? I don't know. But basically what I do on Indeed, because Indeed is a lot easier than LinkedIn, in my opinion. Basically, I'll type in like social media manager, social media content curator, influencer marketing, social media marketing, whatever it is. I type it into Indeed. I do hybrid because I do like the work from home lifestyle. I feel like some days you might not feel like going into the office, but you can still get your work done. Or you have a task that you can do from home, like you don't physically have to be in office. So I really like certain companies that have that hybrid opportunity, because me personally, I'm like, I don't understand why so many people complain about, oh, we all need to be in the office, we all need to be in the office. Well, some people have lives, things happen, and why not give the option to your employees of like, hey, you can work from home 2 days out of the week or 3 days out of the week, or we can work around your schedule if it changes week to week. I feel like that's an amazing thing for a company to have. And that's something that I'm looking at, jobs that I'm applying to. Are you hybrid? Is there a work from home option? What is that looking like? That's one thing I basically search for, whether it's there whether there is an ability to work from home. Um, what's the salary range? So right now, this job that I work at, basically, I get paid once a month because it's like a fellowship, and basically it's like $30,000 annually. Now, as someone who's living in Charlotte, and if you know Charlotte, Charlotte is not cheap. Okay, so that salary, it's really not taking care of anything. It's doing the bare necessities at that most. Um, so basically, I look for jobs that's basically giving me 40,000 on up. Now, one of the jobs, I put a desired salary of 70,000 annually, and she said that was absolutely fine. That was within their budget, and I ended up not getting the job. But what that gave me is that my resume is getting me through the doors. My experiences is getting me through the doors. My references is getting me through the doors. So it's not that I'm not capable of doing the work. It's just that they are going with a different person. So not only is that very disheartening, like, yes, you got a rejection, but it's also something in your head where you got to be like, okay, I'm getting into these places. These people are seeing something in my resume that they like. So if they see it, other recruiters are seeing it too. So that kind of gave me like a little boost of like a little happiness, a little hope that something's gonna come along the way. Another thing that I look for in jobs is basically benefits. Duh, you're not gonna take a job if you don't have any benefits. Is there a 401k plan? I've seen some jobs that have a gas reimbursement. Gas prices are very expensive. Not that I have a car, not yet, but it's nice to know that that's in place. Some of them have a phone allowance. I guess they give you a phone and they take care of the bill, or if you're using your own phone, they compensate you for it. Um, PTO, pay time off, dental, vision, health insurance. Um, I've seen some jobs where they have what is it called? Incentives for like working out. Like, I can't remember the word off the top of my head, but they have incentives for their employees to work out. They give them like a gym membership or something. Uh, uh, so yeah, like, I'm looking at the whole aspect, because the next job that I take, um, I'm not hopping. We're not hopping between jobs. Like, this is not me in college where I was like, you know what? I don't feel like Hobby Lobby. I'm gonna do Target. Or I don't feel like doing Target. I'm gonna do a camp counselor job. I don't feel like being a camp counselor. I'm gonna work at Starbucks on campus. Or I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna work at Kohl's. I don't feel like working at Kohl's no more. You know what? I'm just gonna work in a leasing office. Like, I would. One thing about me, I'm gonna have a job and stay employed. Okay, that that's just me. But now that I have a degree, now that I've been working in like a field that can transpire to any career field, it's like, you need to pay me what I'm worth, but also I need a consistent job. Simple as that. Something that I could see myself sitting here for 5+ years and be like, okay, this is fine. And that there's room for me to improve. There's room for me to level up. There's professional development for me as well. So I'm looking at the bigger aspect. I like to plan. If you haven't seen that across my channel, I am a planner. I don't know if that's me being an eldest daughter. I don't know if that's me being an Aquarius, or that's just my personality. But I love to plan. I need to know what I'm doing at this exact moment, at this exact time. What is my task? And basically, what I do is I'll be, doing my hair. I'm scrolling through Indeed. I'm going grocery shopping. I'm checking LinkedIn. I'm on my lunch break. What jobs have Indeed posted recently? Like, that's literally all I've been doing. Looking at jobs, looking at job descriptions. And it could be daunting, but it's like, if you want to win, this is what you got to do. I mean, there's people out there that is either saying, oh, I'm not finding a job, and is not putting in the work, versus the person that's like, oh my gosh, I'm not finding nothing, but they're putting out 20 resumes a day, 20 applications out a day. So it's like, do you want it or not? And to go into that part of feeling lost, it's like, I've never felt like this before. Like, this feeling is not me. I am that individual that has all of my stuff together. I'm always on top of everything. So, not being able to have control over something, it's very frustrating. And I feel like a lot of people who recently graduated or in their 20s that are doing jobs that they weren't planning on to do can definitely co sign to that. Um, but what I try to do to maintain that sanity or that control is that I try to find stuff outside of the postgraduate depression of like, oh my goodness, I just graduated. What am I to do with my life? I scrapbook. I do diamond painting. If you don't know what diamond painting is, it's basically painting with gemstones, and you put the gemstones on a canvas, a tacky canvas, and it creates like a picture. I do that. I go out, but I do need to go out some more because I have been missing that uh, social involvement of my life because I don't have that no more since I'm in college. You know, most of my friends, they are working, and it's not like working in college where you're like, okay, I'm gonna see you at the dorm, or I'm gonna see you at the cafeteria, I'm gonna see you on campus at this event. No, all of my friends are kind of scattered across the south and the east coast, and it's kind of hard to align schedules because everyone's busy, everyone's doing their own thing, everyone's got their own stuff that they got going on. So my goal for these upcoming months, now that the weather is going to be getting a little nicer, is to go to social events and meet new people and network. Um, and also learning more about the Charlotte area because I've been here since July, and I've probably been to like a lot of restaurants with my boyfriend, and being able to visit different places, um, attractions in Charlotte. Like, I've been to the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Um, I've been to Top Golf more times than I could count. Um, what else? Been downtown to see the Charlotte Stadium and just the area around it. Not been at the stadium, but been around it. And there's still more to explore because Charlotte is so big. So I feel like if you're in that postgraduate depression funk, if you're in your head about not finding a job or you're not happy where you're at now, that's okay to feel that way. Like, I am going through it, and most people in their 20s are going through that. But you can't let that overconsume you, and that's the main reason why I am talking about it in this video, because it's real. But also that you have to find some other ways of getting out of that funk. Like, what makes you happy? If you are an artist, harness those talents as an artist and probably sell your work. That's a side hustle. Or have you been really wanting to learn how to swim? We're not going to point fingers. Go to the YMCA and sign up for swimming lessons. Um, there's so much stuff that you could do to get you out of this funk. It all depends on what you like and what you don't like. But it's okay to feel like this is not where I'm supposed to be at right now. That is fine. That is how I feel. But you also gotta have some form of balance of like, okay, I can't be in this type of funk for weeks on end. I need to do something to be proactive. Like, what can I do as a hobby to get me out of that headspace of like, oh, this is not what I want to do. This sucks. This is not the job I want. Life's not going according to plan. What can you do outside of that? Now, to leave it all on a positive note, I think that a lot of these jobs, either they're posting to just post about a job and they don't want to hire nobody, or they're looking for a very specific individual, and it's like an entry level job. You want someone to have 10 plus years experience. Doesn't make any sense. But if I had to tell one thing to these recruiters, or one thing to these companies, or to these job search engines, is that a lot of us that have graduated recently are willing to work. That's no doubt. It's not like we don't want to work. We want to work. If we don't work, how are we going to survive? I think it is a lot of you guys, companies, employers, recruiters, HR, whoever you are, don't want to pay people for their work. You want to skim the salary cap, or you want to skim the salary minimum and be like, make it enough. But it's also like inflation is real. Cost of living is going up. Cost of rent is going up. Cost of groceries is going up. Gas prices is going up. Everything is going up. But that salary isn't. Doesn't make any sense. So it's like you want people to work, but you're not going to pay them their worth, but then get frustrated that nobody wants to work. But it's like I need that bump in that salary so I can basically survive in this hellish of a world. What is there not to understand? And I think because I'm in that mentality of like, you're not about to pay me 33,000 at 24, 25, 26, and I have experiences from college as well as post graduation. Like that should accumulate for something. Um, so yes, I'm here for paying me for what I'm worth. Like I'm not doing this for free. This ain't volunteer work. This ain't charity. Like this is someone's livelihood. I need to be able to pay my bills. I need to be able to have money to save for a rainy day. I need to be able to have money if I wanted to take time off from work because I'm stressed, and if I take time off, I'll be able to function 10 times as more as I would if I didn't. I need to be able to have money if something happens with my car or there's a family illness. I need all of this stuff. And it's like these jobs just don't care. But you want people to work, but you're not going to meet them for their salary worth. Yeah. Anyway, we could go on and on about the job market, about postgraduate depression, but overall, I just wanted to share my story of what I'm going through, how I feel, what I'm trying to do to be proactive. Um, it's frustrating, but we are all going through it. If you're not, please share what you're doing in the comment section to combat that postgraduate depression. How did you go about your job search? Do you have any tips or tricks on how to do that? Um, so, yeah, like I said, this is a phase, this is a season, okay? This is not something that will last forever, but this is something that will definitely make you stronger. Uh, have patience. I'm learning to have that. Um, and letting things be its own timing and not trying to force it is something that I'm learning very, 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 very much to do now. But if you like this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Um, please let me know if you're currently in college, if you're graduating, if you're already graduated, if you're in a job, if you're not in a job. I would love to see where everybody is at in their job search and leave some tips and tricks or advice or ask questions. I'll be more than happy to share my thoughts or even try to give some advice if you want some. But yeah, don't be too hard on yourself. I'm saying that for myself as well as whoever's watching this video too. It's hard, but you have to be willing to want to go hard, willing to put yourself above and beyond to win. I mean, closed mouths don't get fed. So, anyway, if you like this video, like I said, please comment, like, share, and subscribe. And once again, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.